Lost Ark is a Korean MMORPG which was launched on November 2018. They started off with 12 characters, and over the last 2.5 years, they've released 8 new classes for a total of 20 classes. Over the course of time, some entertaining demographic data were accumulated, which I will try to go over as quickly as possible. Though rank doesn't mean the class is bad, the best character is always the character you have fun playing with. With that said, which class ranks where out of 20 classes? I would like to show 2 different groups of population which are defined by item levels. Item level 1340 and up group will include all the players, including newbies to hardcore players with the strongest gears. This should cover the new users who came into the game with the release of Lost Ark Season 2. And the other group will only include the players who have made some progression to Commander Raid contents, which require hours of tries for first time beating and are considered very challenging. The statistics are from a website called LOAWA, which is basically a user website which allows you to search other players' stats and look up many other things in regards to information about Lost Ark. So the ranking I am about to provide is pretty credible information. Now let's start with classes positioned at bottom 20 to 11 in position for item level 1340 and up. Despite the stylishness and high DPS, Devil Hunter plays last with only 1.44%. His major dealing skills are on his shotgun skills, which means he has to get to close range. And his low health bar and wet tissue-like defense stats often result in high risk and low return. On top of that, they released a female gunslinger character, which is female version of Devil Hunter, with more emphasis in long-range rifle skills, which means it's a lot easier to play than Devil Hunter. Rank 19 is Hawkeye with 1.59%. Although the character is designed to be a dealing class, the character suffered a long dark period because of its insufficient deal. My guess is that the design team trying to balance the class by reducing his deal in return for high survivability. But with the latest patch on April 14, 2021, the design team gave him 24% increase in damage for every skill. This tells you just how weak Hawkeye was until the patch and explains why the class is ranked at 19. Ranked 18 is Soulmaster. Soulmaster started out as a very popular class, but most of her dealing is heavily dependent on her ultimate, which is probably single most strongest skill in the game. On the other hand, because her ultimate takes 6 seconds to hit the ground after initiation, it is very often missed, which takes away a huge portion of her dealing. Also, in order to maximize her ultimate, there is an inconvenience of having to time all of the party buffs for her ultimate. The inconvenient conditional dealing mechanism of the class is why I think the class is placed at 18th. Rank 17, Blaster. Blaster has a huge Gatling missile-armed flamethrower weapon which turns into a laser gun station. The class is known for his stability, defensive shield, good impairment damage, and above average damage in general. However, he is not an agile class, and most of his skill programming needs an update as a lot of his skills have a delay and will hit 2 seconds after launch. But overall, Blaster is probably the most underrated class in Lost Ark. Rank 16, Demonic. Demonic was a very popular class when it was first released along with the creation of subclass Assassin class. When the requirements are met, she transforms to a demon, which gives her a whole new set of skills and a bump in damage. However, she was too OP for a long time until she was eventually nerfed, and the demon version skill sets were actually doing less damage than her normal version skill set. Rank 15, Arcana. Arcana has always been considered a strong dealer, but her damage was heavily dependent on drawing the right card, which is basically random. On top of that, defense stats and difficulty of managing her skills, she was frequently exposed to bosses' attacks, giving her the nickname of 3 Death Card. Rank 14, Battlemaster. Battlemaster is considered a party synergy dealer, which increases critical chance at attack speed for allies. She is super quick and agile, and has very simple skill cycle. Her range of attack is very short, so her DPS heavily depends on the duration of time you can keep close with the boss. Rank 13, Destroyer. Destroyer is a tanky dealer with a massive hammer, which is perhaps the reason why he is so slow. Most of his dealing attacks are charging skills, which could feel like forever to hit, but when hit, you are rewarded with some big numbers. He applies debuffs to the target, which reduces their defense as well as neutralization defense. Number 12, Lancemaster. Lancemaster does very good damage, is mobile, and possibly most stylish class out of all fighter classes. She is able to deal from short, mid, as well as long range, and she also stands out in PvP matches as well. But a little bit of mastery is required because a user has to switch between her skill slots, which uses the blade side and the lance side. Ranked 11, Berserker. Berserker is the strongest dealer out of all the warrior classes, but it is also the least tanky class out of warrior class. His ultimate and identity fury skills are beastly, and it sort of gives you an adrenaline rush. He bears a groundbreaking massive sword for bonus. Let's move on to top 10. Scouter is the class to pick if your favorite character from Avengers is Iron Man. His main weapon is not just a machine gun, but his drone, which will turn into an Iron Man suit. Even if they copy the concept from Iron Man, it doesn't mean that it's not fun to play. When transformed, your defense, attack, and basically all stats are boosted. Holy Knight is a warrior class support character who has highest defense stats. He is one of the 2 support characters which was released along with the new 8 classes. Holy Knight is probably considered more of a buffer / healer compared to Bard. Blade was a very popular class as it came out along with the release of whole new assassin subclass category. She is probably the only class, if not one of the few, who can jump over raid bosses with her skill to get its back. She uses 3 blades as a weapon, but she is equipped with lots of charging skills, which made people wonder why she's considered an assassin. Summoner is considered true long-range dealer and is frequently seen in the MVP screen with most deal. She is relatively easy to command, and she casts huge ancient spear out of the sky which does tremendous amount of damage. Warlord is tanky, strong, and is the only class equipped with provocation skill which can cancel a boss's pattern. Warlord also has party shielding skill along with other party buffs. Warlord is so tanky, you will often find yourself alone alive with everyone else dead in difficult raids. If you pick Warlord, you will have no trouble getting into a party in public party finding for raids. Striker is the newest class out yet, which is basically a male version of Battlemaster. While most of the skill remains same as Battlemaster, the different engraving does separate him from Battlemaster. The class placed 5th in the 1340 and up category, but we will see about that in the higher level category. INFIGHTER is an all-around fighter with good bits of everything. The impact effects from her skills are most satisfying if you can ignore her frequent screaming. Bard, aka the Lost Bard, because you will find almost every public party finding board waiting for supports. Bards are given the freedom of choosing which dealers to raid with. If Holy Knight is considered a buffer/healer, Bard is considered a buffer/shielder. So if Holy Knight is like an insurance company which takes care of you after the accident, Bard is like a bulletproof car which minimizes the casualty. Reaper was so OP and still so strong even after the last nerf on April. Her skills are most assassin-like out of all the assassin classes. She must have been the recommendation for newbies. Gunslinger is most flashy class in my opinion, which makes you look like a good gamer even if you aren't really doing anything. She is a lot more convenient to play than Devil Hunter because her damage skills are mostly distributed on her long-range rifle skills. Now I'm going to show you the top 20 classes in the item level 1475 and up category quickly and just highlight few of the notable facts. Most of the rankings remain pretty much similar except for few classes. Bard is probably ranked first with 15%, probably because the need for support was too high. Even though Reaper is a fairly new class, it is placed at second. In my opinion, the class must have been worth investing time and resources in a relatively short amount of time. You can see the drastic change in rankings for Striker and Gunslinger. At last but not least, Hawkeye and Devil Hunter still remains at the bottom too.